Built in silence, erased by one. The grind doesn't need a crowd. The most dangerous person on this planet is the one who doesn't need applause to keep moving. The one who's chasing something so deep, so personal that the crowd's noise, good or bad, doesn't touch them. In silence, you develop real strength. When no one's watching, you find out who you really are. That's where the grind lives. That's where you grow. If you only work when the spotlight is on, you're not working. You're performing. Pain is your blueprint. Most people run from pain. You use it as your architect. Every setback, every moment alone, every betrayal, every sleepless night, you chisel it into your foundation. Pain is the truth. Tell her it doesn't lie, it doesn't flatter, and it doesn't fake. If you can stand in it and not break, you become untouchable. That's why when the world tries to erase you, they fail, because what built you wasn't comfort, it was fire. The grind doesn't need a crowd. Everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be praised. They want likes, reposts, handshakes, pats on the back. You know what that is? It's weakness disguised as motivation. Because if you need a crowd to keep going, you're not grinding, you're performing. The grind is dirty, the grind is ugly, the grind is silent. If it ain't silent, it ain't real. If you're only pushing yourself when someone's watching, you're already done. Because the moment they stop watching, you stop working. The strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who put in work when no one's clapping. They run the miles in the rain. They hit the reps when the gym is empty. They do the studying when the room is silent. No music, no crowd, no spotlight, just them and the task. The real ones build themselves behind closed doors, so they don't have to beg for respect. They earn it. When it's time to show up, they don't have to fake confidence because they lived through the suffering. The preparation was done in the shadows. You don't rise to the level of the crowd's energy. You rise to the level of your preparation. Preparation doesn't happen in front of people. It happens in the dark, when you're sore, tired, and doubting yourself. But you get up and go again. You don't need motivation from outside because your purpose is bigger than applause. Your drive is deeper than approval. Most people want to be liked more than they want to be great, but greatness doesn't care if you're liked. It doesn't care if you're understood. It doesn't care if they see you coming. Greatness only cares about one thing: consistency in the silence. Show me the person who trains when they're broken, who works when they are overlooked, who sacrifices with zero recognition, and I'll show you someone built for war. The grind doesn't make room for weakness. It doesn't wait for you to feel good. It doesn't reward you just because you showed up once or twice. The grind demands daily punishment, and it's in that pain, that isolation, that constant self-inflicted pressure that you separate from the masses. You don't rise by being louder. You rise by being better every single day. Some of you keep waiting to feel ready. You wait to be noticed. You wait for the right time. That's coward talk. You don't wait for validation. You create your own momentum. You stack your own wins. You write your story in sweat and blood, not compliments. You don't need cheerleaders. You don't need affirmation. All you need is a clear mission and the will to carry it out no matter what. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who only train when the world is watching, and those who train like every day is judgment day. Guess which one gets remembered? The crowd is temporary, the spotlight is fleeting, but the discipline you build in the silence, that stays, that multiplies, that hardens into something no one can take from you. So ask yourself, can you grind with no applause? Can you show up with no recognition? Can you put your head down, do the work, and walk away without needing someone to tell you good job? If the answer is yes, congratulations, you're part of the rare breed, the ones who keep going long after everyone else has quit, the ones who are built in silence and erased by no one. The crowd doesn't define you, the grind does, and it doesn't give a damn if you feel like it. Pain is your blueprint. You want to know who you really are. Sit in your pain. That's where the truth lives. Not in your victories, not in the highlight reel, in the broken bones, the sleepless nights, the humiliation, the losses, the rejection. That's where your blueprint is written, not with ink, but with blood, not with hype, but with scars. Every ounce of pain you felt was constructing something. A stronger version of you, a more dangerous version of you. Most people treat pain like a virus. They run from it, they numb it, they pretend it's not there. They distract themselves with comfort, with social media, with shallow relationships. But pain doesn't disappear when you avoid it. It multiplies. It grows in the dark corners of your mind, waiting for the perfect moment to cripple you. The only way to beat it: walk straight into the fire, let it burn away the weakness, let it break what's soft in you, what's fake, what's shallow. Pain is your greatest architect. You think muscle is built by lifting light things. No, you tear it, you destroy it, then it grows back stronger. You think mental toughness is built by sitting in comfort. No, you suffer, you face the demons, you stare at failure and keep going anyway. That's how character is built, through the friction. Through the friction of adversity. You don't get hardened in theory, you get hardened in reality. That's why people who have never suffered are always the loudest. They don't know what it means to feel alone, to be doubted, to bleed for something no one else believes in. But those of us who've lived in pain, we don't talk much, we act, we show up, we endure, we outlast. The reason you can't be erased is because pain forged your identity. While others were spoon-fed success, you had to bite your way out of rock bottom. While others posted selfies, you faced yourself in the mirror and didn't like what you saw, so you changed it. While they complained, you trained. While they gave excuses, you gave effort. Pain is a forge, and inside that forge, the weak break and the strong are shaped. That pain you're carrying, that's the blueprint. It's the map to where you need to go. Don't cover it, don't hide it. Use it, tap into it every single day. Remember what it felt like to be forgotten, to be laughed at, to be told you weren't good enough. Burn that into your memory and let it fuel you until the end. This ain't a motivational quote. This is war, and your pain is your weapon. You use it to cut through the noise, to drown out the doubt, to push past limits. The people who try to erase you, they've never lived in that kind of pain. That's why they'll never understand your hunger, your intensity, your relentlessness. They don't know what it's like to train through injury, to keep going when your body screams stop, to sacrifice sleep, comfort, relationships, all for something you refuse to quit on. That kind of obsession, that kind of suffering, that builds someone the world can't erase. Don't seek comfort, seek confrontation with yourself. Pain is the only honest thing in this world. It doesn't care about your ego, it doesn't flatter you, it exposes you, and if you learn how to sit in it long enough, it'll teach you everything you need to know. Your past pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Your heartbreaks weren't failure, they were foundation. Your losses weren't defeats, they were designs. Every scar you carry is proof that you refused to be erased, that you walked through hell and came out with fire in your eyes. So the next time life hits you in the face, don't cry, don't run, don't complain, smile. That's your blueprint unfolding. That's the process of you becoming unbreakable. Welcome the pain, embrace it, respect it, because that's the cost of becoming someone the world can't destroy. The dark room builds champions. You want to know where the real ones are made. It's not on the stage. It's not under the bright lights. It's not in front of a cheering crowd. The real ones are built in a room that nobody wants to be in. A room with no windows, no applause, no distractions, just silence, and your own reflection staring back at you. That's where champions are born. That's the dark room. Most people are scared of that room. They can't stand being alone with themselves. They'll do anything to avoid it. Scroll, eat, drink, gossip, chase dopamine. Why? Because in that room you can't hide. That room strips you of every excuse, every lie you've told yourself. It holds up a mirror and says, this is you. No filters, no edits. Now what are you gonna do about it? That room is cold, it's uncomfortable, it's brutally honest, but if you can learn to sit in it, really sit in it, you start to grow, because that's where the truth is. That's where your weaknesses are exposed. That's where your pain is raw and unprocessed. And that's exactly what you need if you want to rise. Champions aren't made in front of crowds. They're made at 4 a.m. when the alarm goes off and there's no one around to tell you to get up. They're made when you say no to comfort and yes to discipline. They're made in the reps no one sees, the tears no one hears, the pain no one understands. That's the dark room at work. You see, most people live in the light too long. They get addicted to praise, to comfort, to recognition, and the moment that's taken away, they fall apart. But if you've built yourself in the dark, no one can take that from you, because you didn't need the light to grow. You grew in spite of it. The dark room is where you meet the voice that tells you to quit, and you learn to talk back. It's where you fight your own demons, where you confront your failures, where you bleed for every inch of progress. And when you come out of that room, you're not the same person. You're harder, you're sharper, you're dangerous in a way that can't be faked. In that silence, you develop something no one can give you: self-respect. When you've done the work without applause, when you've suffered without recognition, when you've overcome without handouts, you carry yourself different. You walk into rooms not needing attention because you've already validated yourself in that dark place. You've already proven to yourself what you're made of. Every great warrior, every unshakable soul, every relentless machine of discipline has one thing in common. They've spent time in the dark, they've embraced the solitude, they've learned to be alone. Not lonely. There's a difference. One destroys you, the other builds you. People ask for strength, but they don't want the isolation that builds it. They ask for confidence, but avoid the suffering that forges it. You want mental toughness? Go to the dark room. Lock yourself in with your fears, your doubts, your failures. Don't leave until you've faced every single one. Because when you've mastered the silence, the noise can't distract you. When you've conquered the dark, the spotlight can't blind you. And when you've suffered alone, no one can take your victories away, because they didn't give them to you. You see, being built in silence means becoming untouchable. Not because you're invincible, but because your foundation wasn't made of applause. It was made of scars. The dark room made you immune to the outside world. That's why when life tries to erase you, it fails. You're already battle-tested, already calloused, already forged. So go ahead. Lock the door, turn off the noise, sit with yourself. No distractions, no comfort. Just you, your demons, and your drive. That's the price of greatness. That's how the real ones are built, in silence, in solitude, in suffering, in the dark room that breaks most, but builds the few who are willing to stay. Discipline over distraction. Discipline is the line that separates lions from sheep. It's not motivation, it's not talent, it's not luck. It's quiet, ruthless daily choice to do what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Distraction is everywhere, and it's designed to destroy you. It's disguised as comfort. It whispers in your ear, just this once. You deserve a break. You've earned it. That voice is your enemy. That voice is weakness, and if you listen to it long enough, it will steal your future. Every second you waste on distraction is time stolen from your potential. Every minute spent scrolling, watching, making excuses. Those are moments you'll never get back, and that's how mediocrity wins. All at once, bit by bit, day by day, inch by inch. While you sleep in, someone else is waking up earlier. While you procrastinate, someone else is executing. While you lie to yourself, someone else is outgrowing the version of you that was supposed to dominate. You weren't born to be average. You weren't built for halfway. But the only way to escape average is to kill the distractions that are draining you dry. You think success is about some secret trick. No. It's about brutal consistency, doing the same hard things day after day after day, even when nobody's watching, even when it's boring, even when it's painful. Discipline means saying no when everything inside you wants to say yes. Yes to comfort, yes to laziness, yes to the easy path, but you say no because you've got a standard to uphold, a mission to complete, and missions aren't accomplished by people who get distracted every time life throws a shiny object their way. You want to know how to become unshakable. Strip away everything that doesn't push you forward. Cut the dead weight, the fake friends, the parties, the gossip, the excuses. Get laser focused, because in a world full of soft, distracted people, the one who's locked in, who's all in, is unstoppable. Discipline doesn't feel good. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to harden you, sharpen you, mold you into a weapon. It's what makes you do the reps when you're tired. It's what forces you to study when your brain's fried. It's what gets your ass out of bed when your body begs to sleep. Discipline is pain on repeat, and that's why it works. Because most people run from pain, but not you. You run into it. You can't be built in silence if you're constantly distracted by noise. You can't become elite if you keep letting comfort interrupt your mission. Distraction is the enemy of growth, the enemy of greatness, the enemy of who you're meant to become. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you move closer to the beast you were born to be. Every time you don't, you slip further into weakness. So how do you fix it? You simplify, you cut the fat from your life, you build systems, not feelings. You lock in, you plan your day and attack it with aggression. You build habits that serve your future, and when the temptation comes, and it will, you remind yourself that the pain of discipline is always less than the pain of regret. There's a graveyard full of people who never made it because they couldn't shut off the noise. They had potential, but they lacked focus. They had dreams, but they lacked execution. Don't be one of them. Be the one who wakes up early, trains in the dark, studies when tired, and lives with urgency. Be the one who sacrifices pleasure now to dominate later. Because when you're truly disciplined, they can't distract you. They can't tempt you. They can't move you. And when the world tries to erase you, it fails. Because your identity isn't built on attention. It's built on consistency, on sacrifice, on doing what must be done whether you feel like it or not. You're not here to be entertained. You're here to execute. Stay locked in. Stay obsessed. And never let distraction steal your greatness again. Built-in silence, erased by no one. This world will try to forget you. It will ignore you when you're grinding. It will mock you when you're starting. It will doubt you when you struggle, and that's exactly how you want it. Because if you need them to believe in you before you believe in yourself, you've already lost. The truth is, nothing powerful is built in public. Trees don't grow in the spotlight. They grow in silence, rooted deep in darkness, fighting through pressure underground before they ever touch the sky. And that's you. Every rep, every mile, every sacrifice, every lonely night. It's all part of your roots. And when your roots are deep, no storm can rip you out. You don't need validation. You need obsession. You don't need attention. You need consistency. You don't need noise. You need silence. And the courage to live inside it until you become the version of yourself no one saw coming. Let them doubt you. Let them sleep on you. Let them forget your name, because the day is coming when you'll show up. Battle-tested, forged in pain, carved by discipline. And you won't need to say a damn word. Your presence will say it all. Your work will echo louder than their opinions. And in that moment, they'll realize something they can't undo. You were built in silence, and now you can be erased by no one. This isn't just motivation. This is a war cry for the relentless, for the obsessed, for the ones who choose pain over praise, solitude over spotlight, and legacy over comfort. So stay locked in, stay unseen, stay dangerous, and when it's your time, don't knock. Kick the door off the hinges.